Hey there, and thanks for checking out another episode here on Dimension Shift Studios. Today on 5 Minute Meta, we're going to be taking a look at Batman, God of Knowledge, chase number 062 from the Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girls set. The model is super well done with a silver and black Batman sitting in a blue and silver version of Metron's hovering chair. The figure is bulky, and you'll notice as a chase, it's painted better than the average Clicks figure. Batman can be played at the single 225 point value. He has 9 range with 1 bolt and the Batman ally and Quintessence team abilities. He also has the flight symbol, and the rest are standard combat symbols. He also has improved targeting, ignoring hindering terrain and characters for line of fire purposes. For keywords, he has the generic deity and detective keywords, along with the Batman family, Justice League, and New Gods named keywords. This makes for a supreme version of Batman who could still be played on his normal Batman family or Justice League theme teams. Next, let's cover the dial, starting with his trait, God of Knowledge. It states that opposing characters within 6 squares and lower points can't use Perplex. This is in the same vein of traits that the rest of the set's chases have, all limiting a different power's use when within 6 squares. This one is particularly good against Unimind's special double Perplex power if you can manage to keep him within 6 squares when trying to use it. Batman, God of Knowledge, has 8 total clicks of health, starting with a 10 speed with his special movement power, Mobius Chair. This power reads, Phasing Teleport. Batman, God of Knowledge, can use it as a free if he has no action tokens. Batman, God of Knowledge, may carry friendly characters with the wing symbol. He also has an 11 attack with Psychic Blast, an 18 defense with Impervious, and a 4 damage with his other special power, All Knowledge is at My Fingertips, Outwit. When Batman, God of Knowledge uses it, instead of choosing 1 power, you may choose 2 powers or 1 team ability. His second click is the same, but with 1 less damage. On his third click, he keeps his special movement and damage powers, but his attack drops to a 10, and Psychic Blast is replaced with Precision Strike, while his Impervious is replaced with Super Senses. On the fourth click, his movement power is replaced with normal phasing teleport and an 8 movement, and on his 5th click his damage power is replaced with normal outwit, with an identical click on his 6th click. On his 7th click he regains his special movement power and 10 speed as well as Psychic Blast. His defense finally drops from an 18 to a 17 and Super Senses is replaced with regeneration. His damage remains at a 3, but his outwit becomes probability control. His 8th and last click is the same as his 7th. This figure has 3 strong attributes that make him stand out as a great tentpole that's hard to pin down. First, his team abilities allow for him to hide in hindering terrain with the stealth granted by the Batman ally team ability, and his powers are not able to be outwitted because of Quintessence. Second, his special damage power, which lets him either outwit 2 powers or a team ability in an age of Heroclix when outwit just got a lot stronger. Finally, his special movement power, which gives him the ability to move with phasing teleport as a free action if he has no action tokens. This gives him a great threat range of 19, ignoring all terrain on movement and hindering terrain and characters for line of fire. This basically guarantees that this guy is getting the first hit in most scenarios. The biggest arguments against Batman, God of Knowledge is that he has no damage reducer after his first 2 clicks of Impervious, and his combat values are too low for his point cost. As far as reducers, the Batman ally team ability helps, but not much in a tight situation when he's the only one being gunned for in a 300 point modern game. His average attack value is a 10, dropping from an 11 on his 3rd click and staying there for the last 6 clicks of his dial, and his damage is a 3 for all but his 1st click. This appears to support him more as a support type character rather than the damage dealing tentpole that his point costs would suggest. Moving on to team build options, you'll need a possessor equipped to this character to remedy the damage reducer issue, and I'd recommend Eclipso from the Superman Wonder Woman set for 25 points. This gives Batman access to shape change top dial, making him that much harder to hit once someone manages to work around his Batman ally ability. Eclipso also perfectly fills in the holes in Batman's damage reducer issue, gives a few spots where you can increase Batman's attack or damage mid dial, and gives him access to running shot on the same clicks when his special phasing power changes to normal phasing, allowing him to keep moving and attacking as your primary damage output. Since Batman is going to be your tentpole, all eggs in the basket strategy here, the remaining 50 points should be used to play to his strengths and to protect him in some way. For that, I'd recommend using Bizarro Wonder Woman, chase number 061 from the Joker's Wild set. The strategy would be to have Batman carry Wonder Woman with him, keeping her adjacent or at least close enough to use sidestep when needed. If the opposing player has someone who could see through Batman's stealth, then use her to body block, since Batman ignores characters for line of fire purposes. She also has 2 stop clicks at the end of her dial, meaning she can soak up a reasonable amount of damage when she's being used as a shield. When Batman has an action token, use Wonder Woman's Bizarro Incap, which allows her to attack Batman, and if the attack is successful, remove an action token from him. This frees up his movement power, allowing him to use phasing teleport as a free action again. The issue here is that Batman keeps an 18 defense for most of his dial, and while Wonder Woman only needs a 7 to hit him on her first click, she drops down to a 9 attack and even an 8 attack attack at the end of her dial. At this point, she's not going to be reliably removing action tokens from your Batman, and she doesn't have enough damage to serve any purpose other than soaking up damage at that point. The more casual choice to try and fill the same role of removing action tokens to take advantage of that movement power would be to play Batman with a 50-point rookie option of Superman number 102 from the Elseworlds starter set. This figure has 4 clicks with 10 or 9 attack and a 3 damage and leadership on each of those 4 clicks. Since he and Batman share the Justice League keyword, Superman's leadership would be able to remove action tokens from Batman. Also, Batman's movement power says he can carry characters with the wing symbol, so he can still taxi the supes around as well. The only other purpose of this Superman would be to try and take a swing as a secondary attacker, but he's not going to last long once someone tries to take him out. Other options would be to just tie up the other team as much as possible, with choices like the Colossal Carnage from the Mighty Thor set, along with the symbiote bystanders he can come along with. Use them to protect Batman and base opposing characters using your plasticity to lock them down and let Batman whittle them down from a distance. Based on the discussion that we've seen in the HC Realms forums and on this figure's own comments section, there seems to be a pretty even split of people who think that this figure is overcosted and those who think that he'll be a world contender in a 300-point modern scene. I think that the latter would be true if we didn't just have the release of Unimind in the last set, a character whose pick-a-power options are going to be bolstered even more with the confirmed release of more Eternals in the next Marvel set. That said, I still believe that Batman, God of Knowledge, has a place in the meta and will surely be seen at competitive events due to his move and attack potential and overall strength. Still, the fact that you only have 75 points to support him with in a 300-point modern game is difficult to work with. 25 points of that goes to a Possessor equipped to him to have damage reducers after his first 2 clicks, and the impending rotation of those Possessors out of modern mean that he is going to have a tough time in high competitive play, and that time will be short. Still, everything said so far is regarding this character in a 300-point modern format, when this character would really start to shine in anything 400 points or more. Thank you very much for watching another episode of 5 Minute Meta, and we'll see you in the next one.